Shalom, shalom, all praises be unto Yahweh, but Shimei Shai, Bishim Kakadash, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that were well. Shalom to the elect. This is FT.com, and it says, military briefing. Russian hypersonic missiles bring new menace to Ukraine. So the war is still going on between Russia and Ukraine. Battle for territory and so forth. It says a barrage of high-velocity projectile reinforces need for better Ukraine air defenses. Ukrainians were beginning to think they had won their winter war after riding out Russia's repeated bombardment of their country's power and heating system. A devastating missile strike early on Thursday, in which Moscow used several of its formidable hypersonic Kinzhal missiles, sent a brutal reminder that the threat is far from over. It is a mistake to think that they are done with their attacks on the population, done with their missile strike campaign on electricity infrastructure. Alexei Danilov, if I'm pronouncing it right, Ukraine's national security chief, told the Financial Times, "This is not a war between soldiers and soldiers. This is a war aimed at destroying critical infrastructure facilities for provision of light, water and heating." Yep, and it goes on and on. You can read for the rest of yourself. Yeah. So what does the scripture say about war, man? That's going to be happening in these last days. This is Isaiah 9 verse 5, and it says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood." So that was the ancient type of war, bringing the weapons in, shields, swords, spears, arrows, and it was usually up and personal, man, in your face, taking the soldier out. "But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." So this is very prophetic, yeah, because this is a war that's going to be like no other. This is going to be a war. Now, obviously, there's going to be boots on the ground and obviously mayhem and chaos happening as well, gunfire, crossfires, and stuff like that. But for the most part, this war that we're entering into, World War III, which is predicted in the scriptures and Revelations, behold, the second war is past, a third war cometh quickly. Lord willing, if I'll get, Lord willing. This war is going to be a nuclear fire war, man. This is what the scripture it says, man. This is prophecy. "But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire," nuclear war, right? And all countries and continents will be involved. Anyone that's capable of a nuke or any form of arsenal that they may have. Scripture talks about, "Let the weak say I'm strong." Yeah, but obviously we know through the scriptures going to be Russia and America are going to be the top superpowers going against each other, and that's the dynamic you see already. China and Russia and other allies, against Ukraine, Israel, UK and America and so forth. Yeah. Matthew 24 verse 6, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." So, but guess what? Now we've passed the stage of rumors, man. We're actually in the midst of the war, especially with what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. And guess what? Very soon, other countries are going to get involved, in these last days, because it's prophecy, man. Eventually, it's going to break out into a World War III. Yeah. Well, obviously, other prophecies need to be put in place as well. The MARK, MOTB, Jacob's Trouble, then World War III, before the Lord's return. Verse 7, "For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." And these are what we're going through, man. Recently, earthquake, Turkey, Syria. Last year, Afghanistan. I think the year before, Haiti. Places are getting hit with all types of natural disasters, man. We're in the era of pestilence, you know. Either if it's a biological warfare, which is mostly what it is, and fear mongering towards the people, what the elites and the government heads have been doing to the people, especially to get them to take the juice, the yabs, the shots, But anyways, we're in war, man. The world is at war. Right? And I mentioned hypersonic missiles, right? Hypersonic weapon. Hypersonic weapons are weapons capable of traveling at hypersonic speed, defined as between 5 and 25 times the speed of sound, or about 1 to 5 miles per second. 1.6 to 8 kilometers per second. Scramjet powered hypersonic missiles. Yeah, so that's what's going on, man. Esau, which is the so-called white man, regardless if it's Americans, UK, Germans, Russians, or wherever, Edomites in general, have been blessed with the sword, man. And this is what devastating power this can cause, man. And also the speed as well, the velocity of it. It's dangerous, but at the same time amazing too. Because this is Esau's blessing. Yeah, and missiles are in the scriptures in the book of Joel. So what does the scripture say about the technology of Esau, especially when it comes to his weapons? Ezekiel 21 verse 8. Again the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened, and a sword represents any form of weapon, man. Yeah. No longer are we in the times of the ancient times of just regular swords, like up and close and personal. When you think about a missile or a bomb, these are basically, specifically a missile, these are flying swords on fire, or you can say like a bow and arrow, and the tip of the head of the arrow is on fire. But this is obviously more devastating. The destruction is more devastating because the destruction is of a wider mass. Yeah. So the sword, it really represents the missiles, man. Yeah. That technology has been increased, has been sharpened, has been made better, has been made more destructive. That's why they always have nuclear test sites, missile test launches and stuff like that. Why? Because they're perfecting their sword. The sword is being sharpened. It is sharpened and also furbished. Verse 10. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. So this is being perfected. This technology and weapons are being perfected to make a great impact in harming the earth, man, and harming the people. Revelation 6 talks about Esau, that red horse that was made, it was given a great sword to take peace from the earth, man. That's what Esau is designed to do, the devil. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? So should we joke around? Should we take this lightly? So should we forget about this and be nonchalant and think everything's going to be okay, peace and safety? No, the scripture says when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh, man. So we've got to be watchful as prophets and acknowledge what's going on and be not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. And it says, it containeth the rod of my son as every tree. But yeah, that's the point basically. Yeah. Revelations 11:14, and it reads, the second woe is past, And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. This is talking about World War III, man. You know, and it's very precise and specific. This is a prophecy concerning World War III. And nowhere in the scripture will you find about a fourth woe. It talks about first, second, and third woe, man. And the third woe is yet to come. It's coming very soon. Yeah. So it shows you that the scriptures is holy and true and perfect, man. The third woe is World War III. Yeah. People call it the war to end all wars, man. But anyways, with that, hope you've been edified. Shalom.